welcome back to East Texas Now. Joined with us at the desk, Christine Guevara, fresh out of a Tyler courtroom. Now, you've been covering Michael Crider Jr., right?
Right, yes. He has been charged with 2 counts of sexual exploitation of children, aka child porn production. And so also 2 counts of child porn transportation, and he pled guilty earlier this January. And so today was the sentencing at the federal courthouse. And so in the courtroom today, the government and the defendant agreed to 180 months. That was their plea agreement.
Oh, wow.
And so, but the judge rejected that agreement today, saying it's too lenient, it's below the guidelines, because the guidelines are set to 360, or that is the max, 360 months. That's the max, but they were asking for a lower sentencing, 180 months. That's 15 years.
And did the prosecution agree to this?
So, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Prosecution.
Like the defense, like his team said, this is what we want. Did the other side say, like, yeah?
Yes, the government and the defendant.
Yeah.
Yes, they agreed to that.
But the judge was like, not happening.
Exactly. Okay. And so the judge said his reasoning, saying that there were toddlers involved when using these videos, and so that brings that level much higher, since they are children under the age of 12. He even listed he visit the dark web to see child porn, and so I know I heard you read earlier while I was over there the files that were collected. 860 videos were found, and so that was what happened today. That was the rejection, and so the defendant asked for a motion of continuance so they can have more time to rethink their decision. They're asking for 14 days, and so I guess in the next 2 weeks we'll give you an update on what that will be.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to break it down, so in the next 2 weeks, they will come in with another ask, and then the judge will review? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's not the judge saying, I reject this, and now I'm going to choose what happens. They just have to start the whole process over again.
Right,
okay.
right.
That makes sense.
And yeah, that's really all the updates I've got on that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that sounds very informative. I'm going to try and pull up the original reporting here just to give you some background on what it is. 1 second. Thought I had this story here. Here is his mugshot. One more time here. All right.
And another thing I remember them saying is they want to try and avoid a jury trial.
Oh, okay.
They don't want to rehash, especially for the victims. Yeah. And so I remember that is what the defendant was saying when they were talking about this agreement of 180 months. Not sure how that exactly correlates, because I'm they were saying all these court terms that I am not too familiar with, but yeah, so.
Yeah, no, that makes
sense.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. I'm looking here, and I think you got it. I think you've gone through all of the details of the case. It is a sensitive subject matter, obviously, and there are a lot of victims involved, a lot of victims that are minors, incredibly under the age of 12. And so I can understand how the judge is saying, listen, I know you guys came to an agreement. This is not enough, and we saw something very similar play out like in that Hunter Biden case, where the judge was like, absolutely not, because I don't understand, and so they all have to go back to the drawing board. It doesn't necessarily mean anything if both sides agree to something if the judge presiding on that case does not also agree that punishment fits the crime. And so we've seen it now play out in a national stage, and we've seen it now play out in a very local case, and it makes sense. And so again, in 2 weeks, come back. Right now, they go back to the drawing board. They try to come up with something that they both agree on in terms of a fixed amount of months or years in sentencing. Head back to the judge, and then the judge will rule on it again. You said in 2 weeks' time?
Yes, that was the ask, 14
Okay.
days. Yes.
And that ask was granted?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will catch up with you in about 2 weeks to see exactly what the compromise there happens.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks, Christine, for giving us